Hi everybody, I'm Peggy.
I'm Laura.
And we are
Urban Blues.
And we are on the road. And we have a very special guest with us.
Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Rodney.
This is Rodney Bonds with an S, right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to get that right? We are at BK Lobster
House.
Lobster House. It is a Lobster House?
Yes.
Okay. Say the address, Laura, because I'm from Queens, y'all.
We're right here on Lobster Avenue. Go ahead and tell us the address.
It's 535 Nostrand Avenue between Atlantic and Brooklyn, New York.
Right. So once you cross Fulton Street on the A train or the C train, you come up, head toward the Long Island Railroad, and before you get to the railroad station, you'll see the Lobster House. That's where we are today.
Yes.
Yes. And this is a beautiful place. This is
Really lovely. It's rustic, but I mean it's modern, but I feel like exposed bricks are rustic. So it's rustic, but it's modern.
Contemporary.
Yeah, it's nice and it's spacious. That's one of the things. You know, you go into a place to eat. Sometimes it's just tight, and you can't enjoy your food because it's too tight. You gotta go home. It's
Right.
tight. It's not tight here. It's open. It's breezy. It's spacious.
So
And real estate's a big deal in New York. Y'all know that. Nobody has space anywhere.
None of us. So we wanted to just jump right in. We want to give you guys some background, on Rodney and his journey here, and to kind of share with us how he came about with this establishment. So what's your background? What got you here to create this establishment?
Prior to this, I was in the real estate business for about 15 years. Another company I worked with, a friend of mine who I grew up with, he franchised the company about 15 years ago, and I was the franchise developer for them. So I got involved in real estate, and that taught me franchising part of it. But while I was in there, I also purchased some soul food restaurants, and my mom, she was an executive chef for Sean P.K. Justice.
Oh, really?
Opened up this
Justice?
restaurant.
Justice? Okay. I had eaten there several times back in the day.
Yes, way back when they opened. That was a spot.
So she was the main chef. She kind of brought the macaroni there. She brought all the recipes there and the red velvet cake. So, no, she was. The recipes, yes. Yes. And so, she being in the business, I kind of, was around the food business and then owning soul food restaurants as well too. So, that taught me the food business, and then I know the franchise business as well too, working with the real estate company. So I knew how to negotiate leases, know how to find spaces, and doing all that stuff. So it kind of prepared me for something that I kind of love, which was cooking. When I first started the soul food business, though, I didn't realize how much business it was. And it's a business, you gotta do it every single day. And, not necessarily being a trained chef, I kind of learned through osmosis. I realized that you had to kind of understand the business model of a restaurant as well too. So, having the two worlds of owning a soul food restaurant and then understanding franchising, it kind of led me here after we sold the company 3 years ago. I said, what's my next move? And so I was thinking about it, and the opportunity came along with somebody else who had a location and they needed a concept for it. So I recognized, okay, what concept could I bring to it? And then when I started looking in New York, I realized there was no good places where you can get a good lobster roll at, no place in the heart of Brooklyn where you can do that. And then, it wasn't not many people in the lobster world. I've seen a lot of crab shacks and crab this, but I didn't see nobody in the lobster world. Nobody would ever really challenge Red Lobster.
You think they were afraid?
I don't know, maybe. I guess so. So maybe just, I guess so. Maybe people just like lobster seems so far-fetched. But I took a step of faith about it. Anything you put your mind to, you kind of can achieve. You just have to have the desire for it. So I decided to kind of put this concept together, and then I organized a group of partners and a group of investors, and we kind of begin the process of laying the vision down. Now you see BK Lobster. The whole idea was to kind of also highlight Brooklyn and the culture. That's both the name BK.
Yes.
And then lobster, pretty much self-explanatory.
Wow.
So that kind of brought me to creating this model, but in the model I also said this is going to be a franchising model because I know that world. And franchising allows you to be able to empower other people, get other people involved in business, and you get the benefit from other people's ingenuity, other people's experience, nature, background, education. So I like that whole idea because that allows me to now partner up with individuals who can now help take the vision to higher heights that I couldn't think of.
It's entrepreneurship.
Right.
is something that's not really thought of in New York. You know, I've lived outside of New York, and it seems like everywhere else in New York, everyone is a lot more entrepreneurial. Here in New York, it's about getting that job with that big company, you know, to get that salary.
But again, it's space in real estate. If you don't have it, you can't do. I mean, when you're talking about, you know, franchising, I'm just remembering from the McDonald's movie where they just talked about there's just five, you know, we have to make sure we own the property, right? And because they were doing all these different things, like, we don't own it, we don't have it, you know.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, we don't own it, so let's go get the job with it.
It's hard to be a player. New York City can be like that because it is heavy on entrepreneurship, but it's big business entrepreneurship.
Right.
It's not mom and pop small business
Right.
growth
Exactly.
in New York City.
Exactly.
So where there are a lot of entrepreneurs, they just get, you know, overshadowed by the big major corporations
Right.
that you see establishing in New York, and then most people want to come work for those companies in
Right.
New York City. So that's why
This is nothing else. We
Right.
can't, there's no space for mom and pop in New York. We end up going someplace
You have to
else.
go someplace in other markets and kind of doing that. And that's another reason why I wanted to franchise, because as much as the origin of this is in Brooklyn,
Right.
I know that in other markets, they will like the concept, appreciate the concept. And a lot of times, you know, you'd be surprised, people in other markets appreciate the concept a little bit more than where it originated from.
Right.
You know, so that was the whole idea of establishing in New York in this market, but also being able to take something out of New York into other markets as well too.
Wow, that's really interesting. I mean, I've never even thought about the concept of franchising. I mean, in my mind, I always thought I would love to be able to learn how to, but never had the means of figuring out, well, what's the first step?
Right.
You know, is it a connection? You know, is it good credit? Is it business background? You know, what is it?
What's this desire?
Yeah.
And once you have the desire and know exactly what you want to do, then your desire will guide you to the first, second, third, fourth, fifth steps.
Okay.
Because that's the nature of whatever it is that you begin
Yeah.
to desire. Your research by default will tell you, okay, here's what you have to do. I mean, and I having a background in working with the company we franchised from the beginning, it taught me. So it was a learning process, you know. It takes about, I was in the company for about 15 years, learning the ups and downs of it. But, you know, it's not as far-fetched as anything. I mean, anything that's on a high level, it always takes us one step. Then one step takes you to two, then three. And then eventually you start to use your intuition, your professional intuition to navigate through it. You know, you just can't be afraid of the hurdles. They will be there, but, you know, like any other one, you just got to figure out how to get around and through them. And you just can't be afraid. You just got to believe that you can do something. A lot of people ask me about franchising, and being a franchisor, and being African-American franchisor.
Yes.
You mentioned hurdles. It was like, right, you know, which brings me to my question just about, are you on schedule for the liquor license? Because in everybody that we've spoken to, that is this massive hurdle, this huge obstacle that, you know, people have to run and somehow get over.
Yeah, again, it's just people make things big because they perceive them to be big mountains before they even begin to walk up the hill and realize it wasn't that much. We purposely didn't get it in the beginning because we wanted to establish who we were with the food and the company and the lobster rolls and our identity. So we're looking to be your Chipotle's of the world, and we're looking to do that. We first wanted to know that that's our identity. We didn't want it, because the place it is nice and it can be mistaken for a bar, restaurant, lounge. We didn't want that identity first. We wanted to first establish who we are as a brand of the food, and then now we're going to add the liquor component as an accessory to kind of complement the seafood and what we're doing. So right now we got a yes from the community board. Community board 3 days supporting us, and now we're just in the application processes. And then they got some expedited things. So it's about 3 to 4 months away from actually getting the license. The most important thing is making relationships within the community. One of the unique things we did was when we did a grand opening, we did 3 days. We did the first day was for elected officials and the clergy in the community. We did a private event for them. Then we did something for press and media. Then we did the general public. So we opened up and we established a relationship first with the Business Improvement District, the community board, to kind of introduce them, show them who we were. So by the time we got to that process going before them, they've been here, they knew what the establishment was all about, they knew what our values were here, so it wasn't no problem for them to give us the our signature dishes, the lobster rolls, but with full-fledged seafood restaurant as well too. So we do have salmon. We had a lot of other stuff we added onto the menu because here's what happened. To be honest, the vision started to be a lobster roll shop, which the franchise models, we have two models. We have a lounge model with what you see here, with a restaurant, lounge, seating, dining. Then we have an express model, which is a smaller physical space, but it focuses on the lobster rolls and the salmon rolls. So that was the original concept. But when we introduced it here at the headquarters, the place, people fell in love with the place. And it's like, wow, this place is beautiful, this place is nice. So now they wanted to come and sit down and dine, so it forced us to go back.
Exactly.
It forced us to go back and expand the menu to now more seafood options as well too.
Wow. So with seafood options, are you gonna offer, what is salmon? Is it salmon croquette or how is that?
You wanna-
Okay, so tell us more about the expanded menu, because I didn't see that online.
Okay, so in addition to the lobster rolls and the signature rolls that we have, the one you were talking about, the flatbush roll,
Yes.
it just has the jerk sauce on it. So the
Right.
whole idea was to have a twist on lobster rolls,
Mhm.
because any other lobster roll you shop, you got your basic Connecticut, your classic, and maybe your BLT.
Right.
So I was like, okay, what can make us different?
Mhm.
So that's where the whole neighborhoods and then neighborhoods reflecting the actual recipes. So like the flatbush roll having a jerk sauce, Fort Greene roll is a word on play on words and it has greens on it.
Yeah.
Bay Ridge roll having a large Italian community that has Italian dressing and
Okay.
roasted peppers. So we just wanted to kind of get creative so that you could have something different with the lobster roll, a different experience. But again, then we started to expand the menu. So now we added shrimps, we added fried lobster waffles, we added salmon cakes.
Ooh.
So we have,
I'm singing my song.
that's a pretty big hit. We added that. Now we're adding the soups, lobster bisque, and the lobster mac as well. We introduced it and then we brought it back. So now we're going to reintroduce it again, and that's the same recipe. The macaroni recipe is the one that my mom had for Sean.
Which I had,
home.
and that was the bomb.
So it's that macaroni mixed with our lobster as well too. So that will be. So our full-fledged menu is set to launch in like another 2 weeks. We're
Okay.
gonna have also steamed crabs on there as well too. Crab
Don't
legs
tell my son.
as well too.
Come on, you'll be.
They just asked me, do we have crabs? So I told them it's
There we go. Oh, I'm done.
Right.
Oh my
So,
God.
so that's the more expanded menu, and then I may add some poultry to it because here's what I am saying. I'm saying that as much as we had the vision to do fast casual seafood, I am seeing that again. The lounge people are liking the idea of coming to the lounges, and so with that, you have different people and they have different palates, and some just don't do seafood. So I might have to add some chicken to it and some different things like that.
Will there be a vegan?
I noticed that the vegan butter, the vegan
Yes,
mayo.
there's vegan options
you
on there as
okay?
well too. Presbyterian.
Oh,
Presbyterian.
okay.
How do you say it? Yes, just fish.
Pescatarian.
Yes, yeah,
Because
just fish.
I said vegan mayo, vegan butter, and I'm like, why? There's those of us that want it straight up.
Well, no, those are options. So I had it in the menu, but then I switched the menu to say vegan optional because I had
okay.
individuals who wanted the real natural stuff as well too. So it's just a way to kind of be conscious of the individuals out there who just like to stay in a healthy state in that space who may not do the dairy as well. So there's just options as well too. But again, so we're looking to expand the menu and just kind of make it the menu a little bit more optional.
Okay.
But still be a seafood fast casual establishment.
I like that. And then with that, Laura and I, we were thinking, with the people who we have kind of encountered in the past, some of the suggestions we might have in terms of pairing, the beer and the wine people that we have met, and I said first and foremost with the jerk, with the flatbush. What?
Oh.
What?
Those are less-
Oh, there's a message. I'm like looking at it.
No, you're not out.
Okay.
You're in the frame.
Okay.
So one gentleman that we met, he's African American. He makes a sorrel effervescent nectar. He says with the essence of sorrel, and
Oh, that sounds good.
that would be
It
awesome.
is, it tastes, it's very reminiscent of salt,
Yeah.
but it is a bubbly, what's that?
That would be very complimentary. Also, the McBride sisters Riesling. I think any Riesling.
Any Riesling.
Because Riesling can handle like the spice
Okay.
of a food. And certainly for the Mr. Big rolls, that would be a not Mr. Big, that is
True wine.
True wine.
True wine. So they can handle that wine.
Yeah, True Wine can handle that.
That is
Yeah.
very flavorful. It stands up to flavorful food. Like I do a jerk chicken, which is really just using the jerk seasoning on the chicken, and it's a red wine. The one that I'm talking about, the red deadhead.
It's
a
so
strong one.
straight to the head red.
Red. But
It's really lovely.
But jerk is a lot of seasoning, not a lot of salt.
Do you think Merlot?
I don't know about Merlot. Merlot's more dessert.
But overall, I know a Pinot Grigio would definitely work.
Okay.
Because it's a white wine, and that's really, really good with seafood. And then we mentioned, there's, we have to have an acquired taste for it, but the Armorgener, which is a blue white wine, is dry. That would probably also work, especially with the butter and
Like mac and cheese, where
mac
it's
and
like
cheese.
really a rich dish. That, because it is a white wine, it's a super dry white wine, but it's beautiful blue.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Right, if you, it will complement your
Complement.
seafood. Just the look of it will complement the seafood, because it's blue like the ocean, or the clear ocean, so it's really just amazing. And it will taste good with
And then-
a rich dish.
Yeah, exactly. And then beer is kind of ubiquitous.
Yes, the beer is out there, yes.
But a home brewery makes a wonderful IPA.
Yeah, a nice IPA that people will come in and grab their roll, grab their beer, and
Really?
get their roll.
We need to feature that too, because we're in the process, I think Tuesday, we're closing on a Harlem deal as well, our franchise. So we're gonna be in Harlem.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
what Celeste does, when she makes her beer, she has coriander and a touch of cumin in it.
Really? Wow.
So can you imagine how it
That
would
would be
complement
good, yes.
anyone, of your sandwich? Yeah, she's.
No, I love it.
Crab, like I grew up, Maryland crab.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
beer,
yes.
and
Beer and
blue
crab,
crab,
yes.
and it's like that would go so well.
Yeah, because she gave me a recipe to marinate chicken breasts, because I told my chicken breast, with her beer, with the Renaissance ale.
Oh, yeah. How'd it come out?
It was good,
Oh my
and it
God.
was moist.
It was so moist.
Really?
It was just always the thing. It's like,
Sometimes you always
chicken
throw
breast
in
is
the
dry.
breast.
Right, it's the white meat.
Right.
Right, it's like me and my kids don't like it, and I got my kids to eat it.
Really?
So it was really wonderful.
Well, no, those are all great suggestions. I mean, definitely looking to match it up. That's one of the reasons why I was excited about talking to you guys, so I can get an understanding of how to match it up with some good, unique, different wine experiences, beer experiences to kind of pair the whole seafood experience up. So now I have my
Right, it's kind of the gambit, Sometimes it's all about taste, and what you'll find is when you have something paired with it, it enhances either the wine or beer that you're drinking or the food itself.
Yes.
Because we did something with Mofongo with rosé.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh my God.
We had Vine Box Rosé, and it was a couple
The
of
ones from
different.
Spain.
Right, the ones from Spain. And they recommended we have it with paella. And we didn't have paella, but I had some mofongo. I was like, well, it's spicy, it's garlicky, it's
Yes,
meaty,
yes,
it's
yes.
potatoes, all of those flavors are in there.
That we all love.
And we're like, wow, wait a minute, this is delicious. I mean, it really.
It brought the hands up the food out.
It
right,
did.
Wow.
It did. There was one that we thought was garbage, and then when we had the Mofongos, we tried 3 different ones. It made that wine taste better.
Right.
So, not that your food would be bad in any shape, form, or fashion, but it was just
But
really, really
The
interesting.
food enhanced the wine. That's what it was.
Right.
I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Because we were about to throw it out.
We're gonna make the wine taste better. Well, that's interesting to see how the two play off each other, the wine and the food and the food and the wine.
Exactly.
Not
It
every-
kind of it interchanges. It's not one or the other. And what we're also trying to do is make sure that people, when they're drinking anything alcoholic, it shouldn't just be, oh, I just need a drink because I need to
Yeah.
calm down. It's like I'm having a good meal, and this is a
Yeah,
perfect
the
environment for it.
two should come together.
Right,
Exactly.
they should come together, and you shouldn't get up feeling bloated because you overate, and you shouldn't get up
Or high.
stumbling because you're drunk.
Right. You shouldn't have to try to force one or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of people eat so they can drink,
Right.
as opposed to eating and drinking together.
We're trying to change that whole dynamic there. We really do. And so I know that in starting, you probably have activities to bring people in. So what are you planning to bring the community in?
Well, we do a lot of events, a lot of special events here. We're working with a couple of gentlemen from the community board who wants to do, they call it professional networking night. where it's the evening of different professionals,
It's
some from the
here.
real estate industry. The first one is hosted by some gentlemen who I knew from the real estate industry, so they're going to be bringing down their credit repair people, their mortgage people, and talking about wealth and building wealth through houses and owning properties. I talked to another young lady; she's in the tax field, so I think we want to really focus on that professional crowd, but using the environment to bring them in and network and meet people. The spoken word community, they want to do an event here as well too.
Lovely here.
Yes, so,
It's a really nice.
so we're gonna have some fun with that, live music and different things of that nature. So we're looking to do different fun events. I like to call it event marketing, where we use events to draw the people in as well too. So that's one of the things we're gonna be doing as well too. Just in this particular environment, just to draw the people out. Just focus on unique events that cater to different crowds and different demographics. Because in Brooklyn, it's so diverse.
It's starting to change so much.
Yeah, so you kind of got to have a little bit of mix, henceforth, while the menu has to kind of expand and reach the diversity of different people that you're
Right. I mean, and one of the things is certainly with the 40-plus crowd, which I'm in, I want to find a place to go that's not exactly clubby, but comfortable.
Right,
For me and my friends, like we all wanted to come out and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, more of a lounge, and that was the whole idea of it, because even the way it's lit up, I keep the lights up, like I said, not too dark, you don't want it too clubby.
Right.
So you want something where you can come, you can enjoy the environment, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the atmosphere, but it's simple, it's easy to get in, it's not all dramatic and not too much too crazy, and you come in, enjoy, get a drink, and then, you go to where you have to go after that.
And then you have other locations.
Yes, so we have a second location is in construction stages right now. First franchise is on in Clinton Hills. Clinton Hills / Fort Greene, not sure which one, but it's on Clausen and Murder between Clausen and Emerson.
Say that was old Clinton Hill, Fort Greene, Fort Greene, further back and now.
Starts
No
right
goes to
there.
that style now.
Well, the line
The
is-
line is moving. The line is
Right.
moving. Oh, I recognize that. I'm
Anyway,
in Harlem.
yeah, we're there. We're wrapping up the Harlem deal right now, and that's the old Lennox
Oh,
Lounge.
Lennox Lounge. I used to live there.
Yes, so we're doing that as well too.
Nice spot.
Park Slopes as well too on Vanderbilt between Dean and Bergen.
Oh, that's
Um,
not. Is that considered Park Slope? I thought that
Prospect
was.
Heights, like
Prospect Heights, yeah.
that area,
Okay.
right over there, and then also in Atlanta as well too. We're working on a deal out there.
Where in Atlanta? Because Atlanta, only I go there now, and it is huge. I remember technically lives in Atlanta, but she also lives 30 miles from the Alabama border. So it's like, what are we doing out here?
I mean, Atlanta is the city part of it. Then you have the outskirts out there as well too. We have one space, but it wasn't. The deal didn't work out negotiation wise, so we're looking at a few more. This one was in the West End, it was on MLK Junior Boulevard, which is down about from the stadium. So that area, but we're also looking into the Louvre, Marietta, different areas. Atlanta is a very strange market where you don't have to be in the city, but you could be in another area and that has a whole world in itself that supports it.
Right.
And they like the idea of food lounges and stuff like that. That
Absolutely.
culture, they love that whole idea.
Yeah, but there's a new restaurant out called Slutty Vegan.
Yes.
It's doing really, really well.
Yes. She aligns me out the door.
I saw that.
Yes.
I
she's doing
saw
well.
that. I definitely want to support her.
So they culturally support as well
Yes.
too. So we're going to be bringing a concept down there, and then we're open towards other locations as well too. So we have those deals are kind of in close proximity. Like I said, the Clinton Hill deal is done. We're just looking for spaces. We're wrapping up Harlem. We're signing leases in about Tuesday. We should be signing leases on that. Another week or so, the Park Slopes deal, and we're just looking for location control.
Wow. So you're not coming to Queens?
Yeah, we want to.
Please.
Yeah, we're franchise, so whoever wants to do one, we're doing one out there.
Let me think about it.
And we've been, it's good. It's been a blessing. God has been good. We've been open for like, going on 5 months now. So 5 months to have about 3 or 4 more stores in the pipeline.
That is pretty darn awesome.
That's great.
So the team is all mobilizing. Again, we had the vision initially for franchising, so we kind of came out the gate. A lot of people wonder why we're doing it so fast, because that was the original plan. To engineer a system that can now be duplicated and refined, and being able to now go out there and plant the seed in different markets and different locations as well too.
Right.
I think that's what how.
Think of like Planet Fitness. quick, quick.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I look at it like, you know, you took a company, look at Metro PCS when they first come into a neighborhood. Nobody didn't really know who they were, but then you start seeing these things pop up all over the place. And next thing you know, you're like, well, who are these guys? And then the public was forced to respect them, and then next thing you know, they just deal with T-Mobile. So sometimes you gotta kind of plant your flags out there to show people that you have the courage to step out there. And once they see you out there, they respect you because, you know, when you start making these significant investments into these areas, they're like, okay, well, they must be doing something right because these guys are here, you know. So that was the attitude. It wasn't so much of like, oh, let's first do this and let's just see and then go.
Right.
Like, no, we see what we want already, and we're gonna go for what it is and who we want to be.
So if somebody's interested in franchising, how will they reach you?
They can go to our website. It's bklobster.com. It says own a store, franchising, so they can kind of put their information in there too. Of course, obviously all the handles, which is Instagram is BK Lobster, Facebook is BK Lobster, and yes, email rbonds@bklobster.com.
Bonds with an S.
Yes, or they can do franchising at bklobster.com.
Oh, that's awesome. This is great.
Thank you.
Rodney, we really appreciate you taking
I
time
appreciate
for
you
us.
guys. Now I got a whole wide concept.
That's
I
right.
have a whole
We have
concept.
some people to introduce you
I
to.
would love to, yeah. I think the idea too, what I like about, when I look at this business, I like to look at my franchise and say, how do I partner up with other brands? Because subconsciously, a lot of other franchises do it. So you go inside the Subways and you see a Coca-Cola there. You see Lay's potato chips.
Right.
So there's nothing but different brands
Exactly.
coming together. But you know, you might not necessarily see the faces of these brands because they're so big. So my whole thing is, why can't we do the same thing? Have brands come together,
Exactly.
complementary products.
Do a collaboration.
But yeah, but let's show the people behind it. Let's just show who is the CEO, who's the founder, who's the visionary behind these brands, and you know, show unity in that area because you know a lot of times you show unity through your product, but you don't show unity through the people.
Right.
So my whole thing is, I like to show unity through the people who's behind the product.
And that's solely
come
needed
together.
here.
Right.
It's solely needed here.
So
We don't see it enough.
I'm excited about individuals who may have their own line, who have their own products, anything that complement what we're doing. I'm open to working with them. One of my partners, who you guys are going to be talking to, my first franchise, Ed Williams, he's working with a young lady as well too, who's bringing us some infused drinks from out of Atlanta.
Send me a
Really?
Yes, the infused
There's
drinks out of
another
Atlanta.
young lady that's doing it in Queens called Tipsy Bartender, so I might also.
Oh yes. They have a big brand, Tipsy Bartender. I think she's
Yeah, she does the
could be one of
Hennessy
the-
eggnog.
Yes. So I love all those fun. Those things are so fun and
I
creative. I love
know.
to see creative people doing things and then, you know, figure out, okay, how can we incorporate that into the experience?
Awesome. Well, we're definitely gonna come back and we'll be checking out
Yes.
your spot. We'll obviously be buying some stuff since our sons are kind of
Right,
aware
our
of your
sons are
menu.
I know, right?
Open.
Gotta go get started for them now.
We look forward to a future collaboration with you, you know, and this is Urban Blue signing off. We really, really appreciate his time and we might see us back here again soon.
That's right. So the Urban Blues saying goodbye for now. And keep in mind, we're enjoying what's good. Sit by sip.
Thank you.